Well, there you are. Again, Charlie Greer podcast. I do this every day today. So I love my YouTube people. You know who you are. You know. Before we do this, please like, share, subscribe. If you want to support the channel, the information's in the description for Zelle. And right after I'm doing this episode, I'm actually going to the bank to figure out the Zelle thing because I kind of set it up wrong, I guess. I'm just, I try. So yeah, they're gonna help me out with the bank. So I love my YouTube people. I do. It's slowly but surely kind of, this. It's a community. You get to respond and react to people and get familiar and everybody's got their own little thing. What I like, some people might not like. What they like, I like. I think it's the future of entertainment. If it's already, it's the now. You know, I was watching something earlier, and the Cartoon Network gets more views than CNN. Nickelodeon is getting more views than CNN. Um, I think this is the future. The future is now. Um, I think these YouTubers will end up with shows, maybe on YouTube. And probably why would they even want to? If they're doing good, then who cares? They probably wouldn't want to do it like a regular, a traditional show. I've said this before, but I love Huell Hauser. It was called California Gold, and he'd walk around. Basically, he was doing what people do on YouTube before there was a YouTube. He'd been doing that since like the 80s. Cool. He had a cool way about him. He was just like a friendly, warm guy. Huell. And I used to watch him even reruns, and it was out in California Gold, and he would just go everywhere. And he had a great way about how he would approach people, and people loved Huell. Um, and he's passed now, but yeah, I take a page out of Huell's book, and the people that I communicate with on YouTube, and I love y'all. Again, my I've been the wind and the snow. Yesterday here it was snowing like sideways, and it stopped. It didn't really stick, and it got me. And this past weekend, I was outside because I had to do some stuff, and it just got some kind of head thing. It's not even that I'm sick. I don't feel sick. Your ears are ringing. So, and this is actually like the first winter I've had basically in 24 years. So it's kind of brutal. But yeah, the people that I've communicated with, I wouldn't say met because, I'm in a small town in Illinois now, and people are all over the place. And I don't even ask people where they're from. I'm cool with everybody. I got a lot of blessings, a lot of love to spread around because I know how bad life can be. I don't like to make people feel bad. I like to raise people up, and I like to be inspired. I love to be around art and people that are good and like, oh my God, it makes me want to do better. It's kind of a selfish thing. And I've had a great experience with people on YouTube. Now I do get like Russian spammers that put links to God knows what it is on my, and I'm not out there starting arguments. See, a lot of these things that I watch, if people start going down that argumentative road, I just click off. I know people love drama. So do I sometimes, but it's just, a lot of the true crime, I would rather them not. A lot of the Delphi, I'm into the Delphi case, the Delphi murders, if you're not, I follow that. I'm fascinated with that case, kind of obsessed. And there's a lot of other things and they kind of bicker with each other, but I love them all too, and because I like true crime, but my podcast is not necessarily a true crime podcast. It's hard for me to focus on true crime because it's dark. I'm an empath, so if I concentrate on like murders, and it affects me. And I get more views. The most views I get is from true crime, but I see it's tough. I know it drains you mentally. So people that do that, I take my hat off to them. Like it's like, dang, you know, you. I'm sorry about the squeaky chair too. Some days it doesn't squeak, some days it does. But I've been embraced by the YouTube community. Now, granted, not necessarily by YouTube. Again, they're doxing me. I get it. I've said this 1,000 times. I click that button, so it's not for kids. I don't do a live chat. If I live chatted, I'd probably get more subscribers. I smoke, which I shouldn't. I quit for 11 years. I started again. Look how haggard I am. Got gray hair, but I'm for real. I'm unique. Can you imagine if I like dyed my hair and I'm like, hey, no, no. I did nothing against dyeing your hair. I did it since I was like 15. I dyed my hair black, driving my parents and grandparents crazy. Charles David, don't you be? And they let me do it. But I'm old. I'm like, man, I don't want to. And then my eyes are blue when I dye my hair black. It makes them all glow. I look crazy. Oh, man. I want to be real. I want people to, I'm old. I've lived life. I want to try to, I'm in my 50s. I've never dated like a younger girl, like all these guys my age are trying to date somebody like 19 to 25-year-old. Man, I've never done that. That to me People have what they got to do what you're going to do, but that ain't me. I'm a nester. I'm into like relationships. I always have been. When I was in my bands, never slept with a groupie. Never. I had a girlfriend the whole time I was in Love Engineer. Same girl. We lived together and that went for me. I just say, some people, that's all their motivation is to be in a band is girls, which is fine. Rock and roll. Right now, I bet Mick Jagger, who's probably late 70s, he's probably someone with like a 19-year-old model and has been since like the 60s. That's right. I love him. And I get it. But that's not me. And I do love people on YouTube. They've been really sincere, and they've been honest too. They'll let you know. I get it. Me too. It's not all rainbows and lollipops, but you relate to people that you like. I love that. I love that we have this little community, and we're not being spoon-fed propaganda and this. I don't watch TV. I don't watch the news. I'm not into, they want you to be this or that. And that's just not my group. It's not like I'm a ostrich with my head in the sand or whatever, but I have a pretty good BS detector and a lot of the mainstream stuff that's going on. I've said this before. They want us all scared and they want us to hate each other. That ain't me. They want us to see this and that and that. No, not me. Not on my channel either. I'm not gonna put up with it. I have a feeling that we're all capable of everything. Genius, sadness, loving, caring, all that. Talent. If they're trying to tell you just because you're certain this and that, you can't, that's bullshit. There's good people everywhere. There's bad people too. It's a mixture. I think every group of people, whatever they want, you want to identify what, I don't know. I don't care. You have my blessings, why should we, I don't see why, do you? And don't listen to people that are trying to hold you down and, this, that, and the other thing. Most of the time, they're insecure to do their own thing. And that's what their whole happiness is, this kind of, But the love, my love for my YouTube people, you know who you are again. I love y'all, man. Because people don't spread enough love. We've gotten to this point where it's like, what is the other option? Aggravation, hate. I mean, can you imagine? and that everybody's different. That's a beautiful thing. I like to be around culture. I like to be around a mixture of everybody. I just think it's funner. I like learning from people and their cultures and this and that. And can you imagine like eating the same food all the time? That drive me crazy. I'm a foodie. I love to cook. You know. Um, Pardon me. I love different kind of art, and a lot of times people think that and music. I'm all over the place with music. Last night I was on YouTube, like jamming, listening to music. I was listening to everything. I'm here. I'm there. I'm dipping my beak in a little bit of everything. But that it seems like people just want you in this box of you're this, that's it, that's up, 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 up. Yeah. That ain't gonna be me. Again, I'm sorry for the squeaky chair. That should be my intro music. That squeaky chair. Maybe it will be. Maybe that's what. See, again, I'm unique, and that's but my goal is not to be even that good because I know my limitations. Okay, I know there's a lot of people better than me. When I do my true crime, every time I do like a Delphi murder video, I tell people to go. I admit that I'm a parrot. Like a bird, a parrot. Well, Delphi. I'm just repeating what I've watched on YouTube. I might do a little Google. So my limitations, I just like, well, what do I have? I got me. That well runneth over. And I've said this before, but it's like, that's what I'm going to do. You use what you have. With my Scotty Beers, cooking with Scotty Beers. Well, what do I have? I got my best friend. He loves to cook tips, cooking with Scotty Beers. And that's not his real name. That's not, that's a YouTube. He's lucky that he can have a YouTube name. I've already branded Charlie Greer. So unfortunately, that's not for me having a YouTube name. I'd love to have a YouTube name like Super Deluxe or Forever Fantastic. I don't even know. But I think that's cool. It's just that I'm this old haggard man that people know. That's another thing. You think you want people to know everything. It's kind of, it even happens to me around here. I moved to this small town in Illinois, and I used to live here, and I've run into, you're Charlie Greer. Like, oh, what? Yeah, because you don't know what they're all cool, but sometimes they're, I used to be a wild man. I lived an artist life. There's a time in my life where I drink a case of beer a day. I was having fun, but it was just like, damn. And you probably couldn't have talked me out of it because people tried to, and now I don't, and then there's been times where I didn't drink for years. But but it was all about having fun. It was all about like doing, gigs with my band, art shows, and I always brought my friends along. Every time I got in an art show, I'd always bring my other artist friends. How many shows I've given people? Bands too. Could I open for your band? Yeah, man, come. But sometimes it's they beg to open for your band, and there might be like 4 bands, and I'm headlining, and then they beg to open for your band, and then they get there and they got like this big head, and they hear, like, well, Charlie gets to drink for free. Why am I not? Well, bro, I've done how many gigs I've done? I've made this club money. You begged to be the opening act. Now you're acting like you don't even have a merch table. You don't have anything. You don't have any albums. Come on. You got to be realistic. But I've helped people out. And then again, I don't, sometimes you get off on the wrong foot with people. Not necessarily me. People have there's all these angles how they're coming at you, and I don't hold that against people. I've had people went back into my band because again, I love people. It's all about loving people that were kind of like, oh yeah, Then I got to a certain stage in where I was doing better, and they're like, I'm sorry, bro. But I'd love to open for your band. Sure, really. Because 2 wrongs don't make a right. I don't subscribe to that philosophy of I want to help people. In doing so, it's going to help everything. I have this philosophy that like everybody, like say YouTube, my love for my YouTube people. the better everybody does, the better off we all are. You get it? I mean, to me, it's simple arithmetic. It's like, well, 1 + 1. I mean, it's just some people don't think that way. Um, some people are, I self me, I self me. I can't go down that road. We're all guilty of that, though. Me too. The only difference is I kind of work on myself. I'll do a personal inventory, and hey, I change. But my YouTube people, I feel like they're friends. Like we've already met. I feel people. Just again, we're just communicating on comments and whatever, email. Uh, and it's I'm grateful. You know, people are kind and wonderful, and I love it. And I'm not that popular. It's not like there's a ton of Um, and I get it. I'm not that. Again, I have my limitations as well. But within that box I'm in, I try to be unique. I try to be like, don't be the best. You can strive, but do you. Do what makes you happy. Be unique. Think of things that and you can learn from other people. You can be inspired, to say, hey, I watch a ton of people on, and yesterday, my 200th episode, I mentioned some people that I like. I mentioned that I was on Adam the Woo's show, and I just mentioned the day it was on. It was January 29th, 2018. And one of my YouTube people found it, went out there and the deep dive on YouTube and why, and they're like, hey, you had longer hair. I think that's awesome. I should have shared the link, but I mean, I thought that was like the coolest thing. And I like to be honest about myself. I don't like to portray myself as something I'm not, you know, that's only going to get you, you got to be, because I've been up, down, this and that sideways, it's what it is. I could have done more things, but then you get to a certain level, it's not about your art or music, whatever they want you to do. It's about control. They want to tell you what to do. And I could never do that. And people around, and then I wouldn't see a lot of times I've been in situations where I don't really want to say why I don't. People are like, man, you're crazy. Why do you do that? And I was like, well, I mean, because I don't want to tell them, and then they tell other people, and then the people that I didn't want to do business with are pissed because I mentioned it. And it's, no. And I have friends that call me, you tell me, man, I don't want to talk about it. Then this is another thing. I just don't want to dwell on certain things. I'm old school. Just I'm not repeating all this stuff. I mean, granted, I'm doing my YouTube channel and I'm telling y'all, but like in real life, I'm not like, and we've all been there, someone pisses you off, and that day you're just content on the phone. Well, hey, we've all been that person. We all are that person. But it's best not to, again, it messes with my creativity. See, if I'm aggravated or angry or anxious or anything like that, the 3 A's, I will not be able to flow. I do this live. And I'm not, there's no editing, and if there's a mistake, you see it. There's been times where I'm going live and my neighbor knocks, well, can I borrow a roll of toilet paper? Yes. I tell him, man, I'm live on sorry. I mean, I get it. I tell him, I might have to put a sign on my door. Yeah, I'm like, if the door, I told him, like, man, if you ever see my door closed, I'm busy. Because I smoke, so I keep my door cracked or a little bit open. I like to have my door open. My dog can see out and fresh air. So they're kind of getting on like, hey, man, if Greer's got his door closed, he's either online or doing something, and they're cool about it. They're fans. It's just like everybody's cool with me. I'm cool. I'm cool with everybody. I'm not trying to be, the best and competitive. I mean, you have to be a little bit of you have to be, that's what drives you. But there's levels to everything. You don't want to be too competitive. That'll mess with your creativity that will close doors just because you might be competitive, and then, well, I that guy, then you won't like, you might not even notice that you might like them. We're all, again, we all have these feelings. It's just how you deal with it. It's not what happens to you, it's how you deal with it. And I've lived a little bit more life than people. Granted, it might just be age, but it also is like I've traveled. I mean, in the like back and forth across LA, I mean, it's just go. I recommend everybody drive across country. The last time I did it was in February of this year. I moved from LA to this town in Illinois, and I was shocked at all the Route 66 side stuff, because there's all these like independent, there's all this cool stuff on the highway, like hotels that look like teepees, and, they're selling everything, and that's all closed. There were exits that said, hey, McDonald's, Motel 6 or whatever, and you can see it, you pull up and everything's boarded up. Yeah, Americana's kind of disappearing. But I recommend that to my YouTube people to get out there and do your thing. And also, some of the people that are my comments or comment with me and I'm communicating with, I think they should start a YouTube channel because they're characters. They have a lot to offer. And if you're listening, you know who you are, all y'all. Just take a page out of Charlie Greer's book, get a laptop, sit in front of it, and tell your story. Rant like a madman like I do. Put your own little thing on, hey, I'll watch it. We need you. That's what I'm saying. You're needed. Do some test. Don't go live yet. Do a couple tests. That's what I did. And I remember I was testing out my camera and stuff. I went, oh, this looks cool. I mean, look behind me. I'm in this old house, You know what? I'm going to use that. That's going to be like a character in my podcast. Use what you have. Lean into certain things. Don't think of it as a. And man, that honestly, that the thought of some of the people I'm communicating with starting a YouTube channel excites me because I want to watch that. They're funny, just our comments, and they're smart and they're clever and they're cool. And so all y'all out there, my YouTube people, I hope you guys start a podcast. Not necessarily every day like I am. It gets tough every day. But once a week, maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday, who knows? And contemplate what you want to do. Like I'm all over the place with my YouTube channel. I don't want to, I know that I get the most views from true crime. I don't want to be a true crime podcaster. I love it. I do. I listen to true crime every day. Again, I'll turn it on and I do other things. Playing with my dog, sweeping, cooking, doing dishes, whatever I'm doing. A lot of times I'll lay down and listen, won't even watch. Because I'm old, I need naps. So I love every night when I go to bed, I'll turn on something on YouTube and fall asleep so a lot of times I won't even hear all of it. But my YouTube people, I love you. And I hope that you all start a channel. And we can just piggyback off of each other, Y'all go on your show. You come on mine. See, I haven't had any guests yet. I don't know how to do it. And I was talking to, let's just say friend. And they're starting to, and I'll mention people, but like my live chat. I know that if I had a live chat going, I could be more popular. I could probably already been monetized now, but that's not what I do because I can't. For one, I can't read it. I don't like wearing my glasses. I'd have to put my glasses on. That distracts me. I don't like wearing them. And I'd be like, what do you say? And I don't even know how to be a troll. I don't know how to delete them or block them. And I know you need moderate. It just adds another. Shit. I mean, I might start doing a live chat version like once a week where I'm just doing the live because I couldn't riff like I'm doing now. I just have to answer the live chat, which I might do because I like to communicate with people and get their, you know, I like how people are honest with me too. Keep me in check and loving my stuff or this, that, and the other. And, asking, I get it, you know. So yeah, look forward to that. Look, I'm going to be doing because everybody's saying I should. And I want to involve. See, I love that you can have people involved, from all over, you know. Um, I mean, all over the world, and you can relate to people. See, again, they don't want us to be. You want to attract like minds. They want to hold you down, and no. How do you do that? How do you get it? You communicate. You reach out to people. We're all people. We all have feelings and wants and needs and what we like and don't like. I don't take any of this personal either. I don't like internalize. Like, nah. I love my YouTube people. And they're shaving subscribers. They're shaving views. Like, how does that have to shave a view? Like, take away a view? I lost views. What? Oh well, it's happening to a lot of people too. That's not me. Just keep doing what I do, moseying about my day, doing my YouTube, and eventually I want to do more. I want to do 2 a day because I'm going to be doing this full time. It might take me a while, but I want to be able to concentrate on my channel and provide better content. I want to do a morning show and then an evening show, and I'm gonna. I need better equipment, lighting, you know, um, and that's why I asked for help because I need help. I need help. So I'm going to the bank after I do. As soon as I click off of here, I'm going to my bank and figure out this Zelle because maybe people have even tried to send me money. I don't even know. Again, I'm a dumbass. Like I'm one of those old men. Well, see, and I studied computers. I studied computer operations at Pasadena City College. I was going for it was a 1.5-year program to be certified as a computer whatever it was, and then they got rid of it. I went for a year, and then that last semester they're like, "Well, we're getting rid of it. Everything's going to Windows 11. We trained you on Windows 7, Windows 11. I don't even know what it was." And I was like, "What? Are you kidding? Yeah, we're not doing that certificate." Huh? You gave me a scholarship to do, And my professor gave me a laptop with a bag. Like he was like, "Oh, hey man, they gave me a few of these to give out to kind of, smooth things over here." And I was like, "Thank you." Damn. But it was a drag, So the point I'm trying to make is I'm not like computer illiterate. It's just that, all these things and like I've joined Discord and I don't know how to figure, and I'm dyslexic, so it all looks all well. See? And then I don't like the way it makes me feel because it makes me feel dumb, so I won't do it. But I want to do more. I want people to pop in and out. See, I want to do my main show, and then I want to do something maybe in the evening when everybody's off work, and maybe that's when I'll do the live chat. Again, I got to figure out how to remove people from my chat because, of course, you're going to get trolls and people spamming or whatever. So, and I wish I had a producer or something, but I'm not that popular enough to. They're not gonna, with my 100 subscribers. Come on, and it doesn't matter how good or average or whatever you want to call my podcast. Without, I'm not monetized. But come hell or high water, I'm going to be doing this full time. So I need people's help, and that could be just commenting and raising my spirit, like just be reaching out to me. I try to reply to every comment. Sometimes they hide my comments too. That's another thing. If I ever don't reply, don't think it didn't. It's If you could like, welcome to my world, won't you come on in? If you could just see what I have to deal with, it would be like, what? And I'm sure other people do. What I'm saying is probably not unique, but I'm having problems with the algorithm or whatever it is, and not knowing how they're hiding and this and that, and I don't know. And they mix that all together. It's just like, well, and I got other stuff that, my dog, I got to walk her all the time. And I got to live my life. Me and Scotty Beers, we go out and, well, we don't actually go out that much anymore, but we'll take drives at the lake. We cook. That's another thing. We want to do more cooking with Scotty Beers. It's just like aligning our time. Like we both work. Sometimes we do. It then life gets it ain't a good or bad thing. It just is. And it's disappointing to Scotty and me. It's like, well, we want, and then like, oh man, I want him to do a podcast. He does too. It's just that the life, and certain, things. But that's coming. No, that's coming. And a lot more is coming from my podcast. And I look forward to chatting with all y'all. I love my YouTube people, all of you. Blessings to everybody. And I look forward to more like, communication and connecting and all that. And I do this every day. Pardon me. I do it so I'll be back tomorrow. That's right. But I'm out of here, man. I got to go to the bank and figure out my Zelle. So I love y'all. Be blessed. Cheers.